Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the movie Cleaner that came out in 2025, starring Daisy Ridley. And holy fucking shit. I thought that it would be like, oh, okay, Die Hard in London. Let's see how this kind of goes. It doesn't. If you're looking for Die Hard, go to Die Hard. Even the shitty Die Hard movies that you could be like, I don't know if I like those as certain kind of ones within the franchise, are better than this. You have the perfect action movie setup. Okay? Basic kind of shit that goes on. Terrorists take over tower. Everyday Joe Schmo person just has to go and do some shit. Oh, they're a window cleaner? Oh, they're gonna clean up this tower and shit. The lines write themselves. And even that just goes out the goddamn fucking window. I do not fault any actor in this movie, because we got Clive Owen in here as well, who was criminally underutilized and fucking killed and thrown out the building at a certain point. It's just like, alright, that fucking happened. We get Skylar, yes, who plays Sanji in the live-action One Piece. And they just boil him down to an anti-humanist who think that man is a plague on the earth, and then that's all he pretty much has. Oh god. There's really not a lot of people to kind of root for it here, because we start off the movie and we see this family having a fight, this father pretty much being abusive towards a son or whatnot, as the daughter kind of climbs out this shit and then just kind of looks out the window of this apartment as she sits on the ledge. And then we go 20 years later, she's late for work, this is Daisy Ridley's character, but she has to go and pick up her brother from his placement. He evidently hacked in and found out that they were stealing money from his allowance kind of shit. Yeah. And we see that her brother is trying to pretty much screw these people over, but he wants to be with her. He's been into 9 different kind of placements and everything, actually going back to some other kind of one, and they're just like, yeah, fuck you. And it's like, alright, fine, whatever, you gotta come with me. Her name's Joey. She was evidently a former soldier, but she quit before she got through for the special kind of forces kind of one, because of a squad mate that she beat up, and didn't want to kind of deal with that kind of shit. But she kind of has anger issues, but not really. I mean, it boils down to her just saying fuck a lot, which is fine. And it really is interesting to see Daisy Ridley kind of go... Ridley. Yes. I almost thought I said Ripley. Go on that kind of thing, and just seeing her curse up a storm. But the thing is, we also want to see her kick ass. We don't really see her kick ass in this movie. It's 100 minutes. We see them kind of going through all these buses and everything. Her brother's holding her around this hammer and shit, and he needs his phone charger or whatnot. It's what the fuck? And evidently it's into Piers Morgan for truth and whatnot. I'm like, okay, you're going after these corrupt motherfuckers, and then alright. And we don't get an explanation until that he's an MCU fan, but it still doesn't explain why he's carrying around a fucking hammer. I mean, he utilizes it somewhat throughout the movie, but it was almost like the plot demanded that Daisy Ridley was going to need to get into the tower at a certain point from the outside, so somebody needs an object to smash it in. It's and you couldn't have anything in the building? And we see that the building owners are just corrupt assholes that have done all this kind of shit, had a woman killed pretty much, and is trying to pretty much greenwash all their kind of stuff. Enter Clive Owen's eco-terrorist for the earth. They go for certain kind of their bar isn't to really kill anyone or whatnot, not even really try and hurt anybody, because we get this superintendent like the lead kind of police officer on the scene who is given nothing much except to kind of like holding pattern, filler, pacing buffer for shit, and then just exposition dump Joey's whole kind of stuff with her being ex-army and all that shit, because she's outside of the building. She was late, so the dude pretty much was like, hey, go clean up that like dead bird on this, that, and the other. She then talks with the Noah dude, Taz Skylar's character, that she evidently got him the job for. That's how they kind of got in. Figured out lay of the land and kind of went for him. They want them to pretty much confess to their crimes and everything, but Noah's like, kind of fuck that, wants them to confess to their crimes and then kill everybody, trying to advance his anti-humanist agenda. But that doesn't really... It's more of a like... he really mainly hates himself and humans and is mainly just going to take himself out, but that doesn't... taking out the rest of these kind of people with him, but that doesn't really achieve any kind of objective. It's more just, this is the threat that we've got. Fuck it if we've got anything else kind of really to explore or engage with. Now, I know that action movies can do with like the barest minimum of plot. However, you do not introduce elements and then just kind of half-ass that shit. I'm like, okay, we want to understand our character motivations here. They just leave it at that, and that his plan is to kill all the people and himself. How does that advance his objective? Okay, after disseminating the information, I mean, he would need a better kind of plan than this. If he's just like, I fucking hate humans and I just want to kill these motherfuckers as a kind of serial killer kind of thing, that would have probably been a more kind of interesting character to do, but that puts him on a small kind of level where he wouldn't really be able to get many followers potentially, which is what he kind of does, that kind of wasp thing of like injecting itself into one host, the eco-terrorist of Clive Owen, killing that motherfucker, and then getting the rest of them off to kind of work with him. It's like, oh yeah, if you work with us, you're gonna die. If you don't work with us, you're gonna die. It's like, why don't you just suck my ass and fuck off? So she's pretty much outside for a good bit because the people kind of come in and just like kill her boss, and she's just like kind of stuck out there for a good bit. Clive Owen's character is then like betrayed by Noah, and he gets shot and thrown out the window, and Noah pretty much is like, fuck you, shoot out that building, because she's got a gun. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then she of course shoots at this, gets the police and everything, and the police woman's like, don't shoot her, because she shot down there. Never mind the fact that she lost a sponge and fucking tanked a motherfucker. It was accidental. It was like, god damn. I'm like, yeah, she was in the army, but she probably would have been able to fucking hit somebody. It's like, yeah, she probably would have been a better shot, but trying to shoot someone with a 9mm up that high, that presents some problems. Well, after a good bit, almost towards the end of the movie, she's finally able to kind of like get herself in because the building's been gassed. Her brother's pretty much waiting out in there. Noah's getting the rest of the people to kind of confess. He's already killed one of the brothers of the company. And all the people kind of suck, except for any of the kind of serving kind of people. He also threatened this like pregnant lady. I mean, Joey kind of stood up for her against the bosses. They're like, oh, you're about to pop. I was like, why don't you fucking like make sure that she's got adequate maternity leave, you fucking dick? It's like, yeah, just do stupid shit to that cleaner motherfucker. It's like, alright. It's so basic and not a lot of action is going on, because even while she's pretty much in there, they're not really fighting or doing anything. It's just like, oh, okay, he's just like going around and saying the whole kind of stuff of like, yeah, we're gonna do this, It's like, yeah. It's like, but what? What is your what's your fucking objective? Sure, I get that you're anti-humans, you think they're a virus over... Okay, having these people confess their crimes, alright, cool. How does that achieve your objective of then killing them and yourself? That doesn't get, like, this widespread, complete destruction of everything kind of going on. It's like, and that's what you're sitting with throughout most of the movie. Like, all right, what's kind of going on here? What's kind of going on here? Let's see, what kind of... Yeah... Claire Hume, the leader of the police task force. Okay. And then, of course, one of her people goes behind her back to try to send a SWAT team in, but that doesn't work. They get blown up. And he pretty much just wants to, like, do his, like, YouTube shit with everything kind of going on the internet. But, let me see here. Oh, yeah, they try to lower an explosive onto Joey, but she's able to kind of, like, escape, get into the place. It links up with her brother. They have little kind of fight stuff. Daisy Ridley does a pretty good job of the action that they've got. Pretty much fighting. It's mainly down to the camera work of being kind of jumpy and editing, like, every kind of which way. You don't really get too much of an understanding of her character through her fights. Just that she's, like, on the kind of back... It's your basic kind of back foot. You don't see any kind of... You would almost say there's, like, flavor text of what kind of goes on. If I say tactical shooting and whatnot in regards to John Wick, you understand that he kind of goes for certain kind of objectives of taking out certain kind of knees, arms, or whatnot, utilizing his vest and whatnot, rolling around and doing movements that are in a way to completely take out his opponent in kind of like the most efficient way possible. John McClane is a dirty, scrappy fighter and will do weird, crazy-ass shit that would probably get him injured, but will achieve his objective if he can knock the motherfucker out or kill the motherfucker. It's that kind of everyman kind of approach. Jason Bourne. He, of course, trained operative and goes tactically kind of on the same way as John Wick. However, John Wick is more kind of... I would say kind of like a mix of the two if you're going... Jason Bourne is more kind of clinical and will use whatever to his advantage to kind of achieve it. John Wick will as well, but it's more of like, okay, John Wick is in a kind of position where he's fighting with enemies and will take up their weapons. Jason Bourne is usually within kind of the undercover operative kind of realm, which shows him utilizing towels, books, different kind of things as weapons that we normally wouldn't, and how he uses them to his advantage to take out people. Ridley is just what basic kind of action moves. We got the terrorists coming in and just kind of like knocking them out. The brother pretty much drops a fucking grenade and blows the one bitch out who's who got steam flashed and is like the lieutenant to Noah. We get that Noah also has a dead man switch where if his heart stops, the explosives go off. So that's kind of what we've got with Daisy fighting him towards the end, but then she's able to switch it, and she's got it on herself and lets him fall out the building. And we had seen that she had given Michael a pep talk of utilizing Avengers Endgame. And the thing is, Noah also had some of the money, like $33 million, sent to her bank account, but Claire's like, you gotta give that back. It's like, okay. But they have also taken all the information that they had and pretty much disseminated it, and they're just then chilling on a beach, and Michael is just like, you simplified Avengers Endgame too much. We also have that he literally says that he is autistic. To, like, the guard that Joey had pretty much left him with at the beginning, because he had to come with her because she had to get to work and she couldn't drop his ass off at her house. It's just very clunky dialogue and exposition of just repeating stuff over and being like, oh yeah, I've got to tell you about this. It's like, sure? I mean, we don't have to have characters completely saying everything that they are. if it's shown well enough to kind of work with it. However, I swear the writers or the executives didn't have enough faith of like, hey, you don't have to completely and utterly spell certain things out, but also just being like, oh yeah, does he know I'm autistic? I'm like, oh, okay. If that affects how Joey interacts with the guard dude, or the guard dude interacts with you, fine, cool, whatever. But it just was almost just to pretty much let the audience know, hey, this dude's autistic. It's like, alright. And... well, okay. I mean, he acts differently and everything, and has all this kind of stuff that's kind of going on with him, and like, I don't mind. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't mind that you're autistic and that everything's kind of going on. It's just like, we have to say it. And it's like, all right. And I don't mind their brother and sister kind of dynamic. That's usually a kind of soft spot for me. But this movie is such a mess that I'm like, you're an asshole to him, kind of, and he's an asshole to you. They've had a fucked up kind of bringing up, and everybody's kind of like an asshole to everybody else. There's nobody in here that I'm really kind of rooting for. It's like, okay, these are the elite motherfuckers. You've done nothing to make me kind of sympathize with these people then getting bomb strapped because they actually were complicit in poisoning of a lot of people and the environment, of having one person murdered. Okay, and then it's almost like we needed the Noah character to make them worse, of like, oh yeah, these motherfuckers are bad, but this motherfucker wants to destroy all humans. Oh shit, I just went to destroy all humans. Video game. It's just... so you gotta escalate to that thing to make these motherfuckers not seem bad? I'm like, huh. Dick punches all around. Bada bada bing. Bada bada bow. I just did not have a good time with it, because it's not a good action movie, because there's not a lot of good action that happens throughout it at all. It's not really tied to any of the characters, really. We really don't even see Michael do a lot with his hammer, other than pretty much breaking the window to get Joey in. And then he just utilizes a grenade to kind of blow shit up, because I think they just went to the Michael Bay thing of like, one big explosion. That isn't bad if you build up to it correctly. This was just like, oh yeah, let's go boom boom. It's like, alright. It's really kind of weird that after kind of thinking about it and talking about it, Michael Bay puts more care into his explosions than what was put into this movie. That's a weird fucking thought to have. Because at least in Michael Bay movies, they're characters in their own right. Fuck, man, that's a kind of weird-ass way to go, man. I didn't expect going that route. But you don't really feel like they're kind of family. They're just, like, I understand that with certain kind of family stuff, you just deal with certain kind of people and like, yeah, because laws demand that I deal with you, asshole. But it didn't really feel like a brother-sister kind of dynamic or anything. It just was like, oh, I gotta deal with you, you gotta deal with me. It's like, alright. And then them at the end is like, alright, okay. And you don't really get the MCU stuff, which I'm fine with. I like them talking about the MCU and Endgame and stuff, until it's almost like they're trying to explain why he has the hammer. Like, it's like working back that the plot demanded that Michael have a hammer to get her the fuck into the building. Which, I don't know, there'd be maintenance stuff around that, like, if he was in the back rooms of any kind of thing, would be able to get some kind of hammer or heavy implement to bash that open with anyway. It's just, why is this here? You've done nothing with this. It's just the barest minimum of, oh, okay. Like, Noah's anti-humanist kind of stuff. We just get him just saying, like, yeah, we're gonna It's just a repeating kind of thing over and over, where it's just not even delving into or getting any kind of deeper on his motivations or what he's attempting to do, or him spiraling out because things are going out of control. It's just the movie keeps going, and it's like, so you're just saying this that we already know, and then we're not getting more in-depth kind of stuff on. You're just padding this out. And it's really fucking bad when I can say you are padding out a 100-minute movie. Alright? When I can go and say, alright, MCU movies. Certain ones, like, they don't feel like 3 hours. Like Endgame or whatnot. Lord of the Rings, the extended edition. Those don't feel padded out. Long-ass 2-hour movies. Those don't feel padded out. This, an action movie, which is supposed to be fast, lean, and mean. What? Oh, okay. I guess they just didn't want to spend time on any other kind of fight choreography. Which is kind of sad, because Daisy Ridley probably would have done pretty well, and Skylar has done a lot of cool stuff with Sanji in One Piece and could really kick some shit up, but they're just like, nah, fuck it. I'm like, okay. So I wouldn't recommend this to action movie aficionados, anybody that wants plot or good character or any kind of depth. It is literally pretty much if you wrote a D&D scenario and did nothing with it, or like the barest minimum of like an outline for something, and you just used action figures that you gave no backstories to, and just went and you did that for 100 minutes. I wouldn't even have this on as noise in the background. So those are my opinions on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.